Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, September 12th. Today we will have minimal impacts to fire potential across the Great Basin with lighter winds. However, we will see warmer and drier conditions. On Sunday, winds will start to pick up along the Sierra Front up into northwest Nevada with southwest wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour and low relative humidity. These winds will likely further expand north and east on Monday. Again, gusts still generally 25 to 30 miles per hour with low relative humidity. Otherwise, warm and dry conditions with poor to moderate overnight humidity recovery into early next week. The afternoon smoke forecast at 6,000 feet shows the smoke from California and Oregon pushing further east, impacting Idaho and into the Sierra Front and western Nevada. Also with that northwest wind around the ridge of high pressure in the Great Basin that could push that smoke further southeast into Utah. Again, we're looking at visibility restrictions and impacts to aviation. Over the last 24 hours, no precip and lightning across the Great Basin. And fire activity was light across the Great Basin yesterday, again aside from our large fires. Over the last 7 days, we've seen precipitation with that cold front last week impact eastern areas of the Great Basin. Otherwise, very dry conditions for the last couple of weeks over the western half of the region, including western and central Idaho. Currently, ERCs are on the rise and between the 70th and 90th percentile across the Great Basin. Some drier spots are northwest Nevada into central Idaho where those ERCs are above the 97th percentile. Still showing some moderated fire behavior, or fire danger rather, over eastern Utah with still the remnants of that moisture from the cold front, but those ERCs also are on the rise. Looking at some of our ERC and 1,000-hour fuel moisture charts, in central Idaho, the ERC chart shows that ERCs are actually at records for the time of year. So again, some of those drier spots that have seen very little moisture are seeing near record or record ERCs. Looking at 1,000-hour fuel moisture in the bottom right image, this is for eastern Utah. And again, although 1,000-hour fuel moisture has responded to the recent cool temperatures and moisture in Utah, it is still well below normal and at record lows for the time of year. So again, even though we've seen some recovery in our fuels over there, they were at such dry conditions that we're still seeing significant fire potential and significant fire danger in some areas of Utah. The satellite image shows high pressure dominating the west, and this will continue to keep us warm and dry with generally light winds today. So you can see no high risk across the Great Basin, and we are still seeing some areas in the east recover from that cold front. So again, you will start to see a little significant fire potential creep up a little bit as we go into the coming days. Otherwise, north to northwest winds over Idaho and Utah will be lighter today than what we saw yesterday. You can see some of those wind gusts in the green showing generally in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range for gusts. Otherwise, generally light winds across the region. We will see the Washoe Zephyr kick in along the Sierra Front later this afternoon, but nothing overly strong. Again, generally about 15 to 25 mile per hour gusts. Relative humidity, however, will remain very dry with single digits to low teens across the Great Basin. As we move into Sunday, that ridge of high pressure shifts a little bit further east, so warmer and drier conditions for Idaho and Utah. And winds will start to pick up on the west side of that ridge as low pressure drops in off the west coast. So again, we do have a couple of high risk for winds just for the immediate western side of the Great Basin, which also ties into northern California that will also see those breezy winds. So we'll likely see the smoke further push east across the Great Basin, but also some increased fire potential as well. On Sunday, you can see those winds generally strongest across Oregon into northern California, but does clip the western side of the Great Basin. We will see winds in Idaho pick up just a little bit, but still in that 20 to 25 mile per hour range. But wind direction will shift to the southwest, so that will be a change in direction on Sunday. Otherwise, single digit to low teen relative humidity. On Monday, that area of low pressure drops a little bit closer to the coast. We could see that those gusty winds expand a little bit further east and north across the Great Basin on Monday. Not looking for anything overly strong, but still wind gusts between about 25 and 30 mile per hour likely over western and northern Nevada up into Idaho. So again, this will be increased winds for our large fires, for the Slink Fire, and also for our Idaho fires. And you can see that wind picture on the left. Again, the strongest winds are in Oregon and northern California, but we will get clipped and the winds will push further east, covering much of Idaho into northern and central Nevada, again with very low daytime relative humidity and also poor overnight recoveries. No precipitation expected over the next few days with that high pressure dominating. On Tuesday, The trough of low pressure again starts to dig a little bit further south, but the ridge is still building over the Great Basin, so we'll actually see a lighter day of winds on Tuesday and into Wednesday, so we don't have any high risk issued. But you can see how the Great Basin has dried out in all locations. We are returning to moderate fire potential in any location despite the recent moisture. As we move into Thursday, it looks like this is when the cold front will start pushing eastward into the west coast, so we will see a greater increase in winds potentially across much of Nevada into southern and western Utah. Right now the models have been changing somewhat on timing and location of this cold front, but right now it is looking like later next week is when the cold front will impact the areas with those stronger winds. So we'll continue to monitor that and continue to monitor the area of stronger winds as well. That cold front pushes through the Great Basin Thursday and Friday, so those winds will shift a little bit further east on Friday, but we'll continue to watch that. Also, we will start to see cooler temperatures going into Thursday and Friday as that front moves through. We could see some moisture up into Idaho, but right now it's not looking like anything super wet, so we'll continue to watch that. It could just be some showers and a brief increase in relative humidity, and then we're looking at drying out behind that cold front. Looking at the 7-day total precip, again, you can see possibly some of those showers in Idaho. Again, this is going into later in the week, and then also possibly clipping northwest Nevada as that cold front moves through. The 8 to 14-day outlook goes from September 19th to the 25th, again showing warm and dry conditions. Aside from that cold front moving through later next week, it does look like we will turn to a warmer and drier pattern again behind that. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.